Hey y'all, so a friend suggested I make a video discussing strategy for playing Battlefield 4. Well, I don't know about strategy, but I know my own play style. First off, and most important is, I play the objective. The point of any game is to win, and in Battlefield 4 you do that by accomplishing objectives, since the main game types in this game are objective-based, not kills-based. Whether that be capping flags or arming MCOMs, I always play the objective, and as a result, usually end up in the thick of things. If I'm playing good, I usually get more kills than deaths, but no matter what, when playing the objective you get the most points, and I often end games around the top of the leaderboard. Even though I prefer to have a positive kill-death ratio, winning is more important. The stats I track the most in Battlefield 4 are my win-loss ratio, skill rating, and points per minute. Secondly, for me, silencers. Since not many of my friends play BF4 on Xbox One, I often end up playing solo. Especially since sometimes I have no idea what my squad mates are going to do. Sometimes they don't play the objective and are just useless. So if I showed up on the minimap, I don't have the firepower to fight off multiple people head-on if I'm discovered and the enemy closes in on my position. Now to focus on Conquest. On Conquest maps with a lot of vehicles, I like to play as an engineer. This is because they are the most effective against enemy vehicles, especially since I like to use the unguided RPG. That way I can be a threat to both ground and air vehicles, with a bit of practice. I try to capture as many points as possible, and past that I basically just look at my minimap for whichever flag is flashing, and either help defend or help attack. On infantry maps I like to use the assault class, so I can revive and heal my teammates. Alternatively, I'll play recon on maps where you get large firefights over a single point, like Operation Metro, to have the advantage of putting a spawn beacon down close to the front lines for a quicker return after dying, and that also gives you the advantage of maintaining firepower at the front line as well. Now for Rush. Rush is the name of the game, and when attacking, that's how it should be played. Rush games can be over pretty quick if you never let the defenders dig in. By consistently keeping them on their heels, you can bull right over them. Barring that, you have to get more creative. I use the recon class to flank and place a spawn beacon somewhere inconspicuous behind or beside the objectives. Now that the recon class has access to carbines, I can be an even bigger thorn in the side of the defenders, especially since I use silencers. On defense, I generally employ two strategies. I either use the recon class in attempts to flank the attackers, or I play engineer to take out their vehicles. Although when using the recon class in this circumstance, I may just stay back and snipe. I really enjoy sniping in BF4. On certain maps, I will play support, as I can just set up a bipod and rain fire down on the attackers constantly. This holds true in Conquest as well, but is especially important in Rush, where there are less vehicles. As an attacker, it is better to go down the ship, so to speak, than to abandon your vehicle in a position where the defenders can repair and use it against you, which works hugely in defenders' favor. It is better to die once when your vehicle gets destroyed than to get killed by it multiple times if it gets taken over. I don't employ any particular strategy on other game types, as I don't play them as often. You may have noticed that I most often use the engineer and recon classes. That is because I don't like feeling defenseless against vehicles, so the option to use launchers, C4, and mines is great. Also, being able to control my spawns with the spawn beacon is great. It lets me better plan out my approach to objectives and lets me spawn closer to them, as well as get on top of buildings and drop C4 down from above. Battlefield lets you do so much, so I try and be creative with my approach, by thinking less in straight lines, and by doing things like making your own doors and walls by blowing holes in them. You can often catch enemies off guard and get some fun and cool kills. Another really important thing to do when playing Battlefield 4 is to spot. There's been so many times where my life has been saved because someone spotted an enemy and I noticed a red arrow behind me and I was able to get the kill instead of dying. So when I play Battlefield, I'm constantly spamming that spot button because it's helpful. A final thought though, one thing that helps me be successful in playing Battlefield is by trying to maintain situational awareness. People tend to get too focused on one thing. They get tunnel vision, which means they miss enemies nearby or the fact that your team is losing all the objectives. I've died so many times by trusting teammates to kill a nearby enemy, which I thought was obviously visible and that was either spotted or on the minimap. Maintaining situational awareness lets you be in the right place at the right time, which can be the difference between a kill and a death or a win and a loss. I'm by no means the best Battlefield player, and I continue to get better, but maybe some of what I said can help you out. Thanks for watching, and for a few of you, thanks for sharing my videos. Consider liking, commenting on your strategies or playstyle, or critique mine, and consider subscribing.
Обороняйте эту цель! Вижу вражеского солдата! Вижу вражеский корабль! Солдата видел! Вражеского! Обнаружен вражеский снайпер!